All right, foreign lotteries. Anybody know the bottom line to why you should not entertain any payoffs, any enticements to play a foreign lottery? Bottom line is that it is illegal for us to participate in foreign lotteries in this country. So beyond anything else, because I've not heard, let me ask, anybody ever, well, I shouldn't have said it's illegal first because that ruined the question. Anybody ever played a foreign lottery? Nothing will happen to you, wink, wink. So I've never had anyone say that they've entered a foreign lottery before. I've never seen anything where I could enter a foreign lottery. But I have heard and had emails to my work account that will say that you've won. And about every 2 or 3 weeks, I yell. We have cubicles in where my office is. And about every 2 or 3 weeks, I'll yell out, all right, this will be my last day today. I just won $2.5 million in the German lottery or whatever lottery. And everybody gets a laugh. But I keep getting these things, but I have never heard of anybody saying that they've entered one. If you haven't entered it, bottom line, then you can't win it. So this is, and I've talked about this already, not this specifically, but everybody got a chance to see this. The check looks real. And this was sent to the county employee's home address, and she shared it with me. I asked her if I could use it, if I blotted out her name and address and all that stuff. But so this happens. This is from a while back in 2010. If I remember correctly, I think the bank was a real bank. Either the bank or the name of the Jew Neutrogena was actually a company, or the bank was legitimate, or both.
The bank's legitimate. I used to live near.
Did you really? Okay, thank you. It's been 6 years since I've looked this up, but I thought it was one or the other was legitimate. What happens, and it says don't cash this check until you contacted us near the end of the letter. And what that phone call would probably go like is that they would say, we want you to send us back like your $7,000 check. Something to the effect of we want you to either wire or get those prepaid cards and send us the information for those cards. Once you wire that money, it's gone. So once you wire money, it's just like you just sent cash. Once you get one of those prepaid cards and you give that person the information over the phone and they use that information, it's pretty much gone. So I always think about, it's sad, and anything I do when somebody asks me a question is you have to process, all right, how could this be a scam? Or how can me giving them this information be used against me? Down to, a different part of it, the little VIP tags from the grocery store. I always think, why do they need my date of birth for the VIP card? Why isn't it good enough for them just to say, check this box to indicate you're over 18 years of age? So, no, I don't put my real date of birth on those things. And my daughter gets a kick out of it because every now and then something will ask for date of birth that's not an official contract, obviously, is my correct information. And I'll think, or a phone number even, I don't put my real phone number on stuff either. And it'll say, like I'll go to the grocery store, phone number is a better example. And the thing says you can enter your phone number if you forgot the little VIP card. And I'll stand there and say, I don't remember which phone number I used. And my daughter will stand there and she'll say, try this number. Because I don't use the real stuff. I don't want to get phone calls. I don't want to be on the list from that grocery store, their marketers sending me stuff. But your date of birth, I try to guard my date of birth like I do my social security number. Anybody in here retired from DMV or work at DMV? Have a relative work at DMV? All right, well, you'll just have to take my word for it. If somebody has an in at DMV and they have your name and date of birth, they can get your social security number. It's, along with that, it's not printed on your driver's license, but they have it in their records. If you have somebody who has a contact at a doctor's office that you visit, we already talked about that, then your social security number can be obtained. That way I'm scaring everybody. But our numbers are out there and sort of available to people. So I even guard my date of birth. One of the scams that, or not necessarily a scam, but one of the ways people can get your information, those boxes that have a little card up there and says, fill out this card for a chance to win a 7-day cruise. And it has on there, and this is one of those things that runs through my mind because I look at the card and think, date of birth. Why would they need my date of birth for this thing? And why would I give up my date of birth for this? It'll have like must be 25 years old to win under where it asks for your date of birth. So you fill out that card with all your information and you drop it in the little box at the store, at the mall. Then what happens to that card when you leave? Don't know. Have no idea. Yes, ma'am.
Like when I go to pick up my medication, they always ask my date of birth.
And so that will be, I guess, the legitimate place because you're actually doing business with them. I'm more so talking about places, and they probably need that to identify you. But I'm talking about places that have no use for my date of birth. Maybe to send me a birthday card, which I don't really need from you. And so if you want to get the birthday card, then give them the month and day and make up a year. But I like to guard that information. We know this one. Don't agree to deposit a check from someone you don't know and then wire back money, no matter how convincing the story. So, in these things, it doesn't come across, but a lot of the words are misspelled in this next example that I have. Why is that? Probably somebody from another country who doesn't have, well, I misspell words and so they're worse at spelling than I am, though. One of the things I've read an article about this, and that one of the theories in the article that I read is that they misspell words intentionally. So people who would figure out that it's a scam because if they recognize the spelling, I guess the theory of the author of the article I read, is that they'll probably figure out that it's a scam and it'll waste 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the scammer's day by talking to somebody who's not going to ultimately fall for the scam. Which I think maybe has some merit because, everybody in this room will probably read this scam with all the misspellings and think, well, that's not real. Nobody would send anything with that many words misspelled. Some of the clues, hopefully nobody would fall for any of these, but some of the things that you look for is that if it says 12,000 US, that doesn't come from somebody in the US, right? How many times have you had correspondence here that says $12,000 US or $12,000 that's from somewhere else? I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it says, my late husband died early last year, heart attack. This is farther down in it. We couldn't produce any child. He was very wealthy, and after his death, I inherited all his business and wealth. Doctor advised me that I will not live for more than 2 months, so I've decided now to spread all my wealth to contribute mainly to the development of charity in Africa, America, Asia, America, again, and Europe. Found your email address in the web directory, and I decided to contact you, but if for any reason you find this mail offensive, please, you can ignore it, and please accept my apology. Before my husband died, he deposited the sum of $18,200,000 United States dollars. It's like I'll be quitting work once again. In a bank some years ago. That's all I have left now. I need you to collect this funds. I need you to collect this funds and distribute it yourself to charity so that when I die, my soul can rest in peace. These funds will be entirely in your hands and management. Found my email address on a web directory, and I get $18.2 million from the person. 30% for my time and effort, and 70% goes to charities that will appreciate your assistance for this project. Please contact me through my email address. The doctor has stopped me from receiving and making calls due to my health condition. I look forward to your response and cooperation toward this great charity work. Truly yours, Celine. So, when I contact Celine, what do you think I get? I'm not contacting Celine through my county email because I would be banned from using the county email system anymore. I'm tempted to. Please don't open things like that at your home. We have a firewall, a spam firewall, and so I open it in the safe mode in that. I don't even really open the message. I go into our firewall, and it flags things like that. In that email message, it had like a paragraph of individual lines that are scam related. So it tells us in that firewall what line it is picked out that's a scam, that makes the computer think that it's a scam. Please don't open those things. If you get an email from somebody you don't know, a business that you don't deal with, then just delete it. And if you do by chance, if you're curious enough to open it, do not click on any link or open any attachment in that email message, period, no matter how curious you are. This is on video, but I'll go ahead and say it. I would never open these things on my home computer. I just delete the stuff. Part of my job in the county is to actually open these and see what they say and be able to talk about them a little bit. But don't open these things. As curious as you may get, just delete the thing. Here's a kind of a more likely thing to happen. You're at a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant, and you decide to pay because we've now been told, and it's been drilled in our head, to don't carry cash around, right? Everybody's got that message to not carry cash around, and because somebody might come out and take your wallet, pick your pocket, take your purse, and take that money, and they're gone. So you're at a restaurant, and you decide to use your credit debit card to pay for your meal, and the server comes around and leaves the little folder thing down on the table. You put the card, they come back and pick it up and walk away with it. Where do they go?
In the back.
Away from the table, right? If you happen to be seated near their workstation, then you might be able to see where they went. But for the most part, they walk away where we can't see them. So what happens to your card when they're gone? It's one of those, I hope they're honest, and I hope they swipe it in their machine, and they bring me back the ticket for me to add the tip and sign, and everything goes well. But the ability exists for that person if they're not honest, which most people obviously are very honest. But if they're not honest, when they walk away from your table, anybody heard of a skimming device? Very good. So they walk away, and there's, for lack of a pocket-sized skimming device, so they could have in their pocket a little skimmer that records numbers, and they walk away, swipe your card through the skimmer in their pocket, flip it over, and they look for, on the back of your card,